This time around, I'm going to be replacing and upgrading the polyurethane inserts in my AWR Dogbone rear engine mount. These guys right here. HiroshimaSpirit! For the past few months, really since my last trip to the Tail of the Dragon, so almost a year, I've been getting a little bit of extra drivetrain slop, and I've replaced the passenger side engine mount, the transmission mount, and I'm still getting some wiggles and jiggles, and I'm starting to think that my AWR mount is starting to wear out a little bit. Polyurethane does wear down and get soft over time, and I've had this one installed in the car since 2016, so I hit them up, asked what their advice would be, and they suggested that I buy these two inserts and I can just replace them. It's a lot cheaper than buying a whole new mount, that's for sure, so I appreciate the advice. I've also decided to go up to 88 durometer from 70 just to increase the stiffness a little bit more. The 70s were good, but they were a little softer than I would have liked, admittedly, so that's up to your own discretion. People say the 70 is too stiff, and if you feel that way, they do offer 62 durometer now, I'm pretty sure. Go ahead and hit them up, because they offer a super soft upgraded mount now as well. I also appreciate the t-shirt that they were kind enough to send over to me. Hashtag Team AWR. Installing these, in theory, shouldn't be too difficult, but they are pressed into the metal of the mount, so I'm going to have to figure out how to remove the old ones first before I can probably rubber mallet these guys back in. But can't do that until I get the car in the air, so let's go ahead and do that. Voila! Once under the car, it's very easy to find the mount once again, as we saw in the installation video. Super easy to install. There's just two 14mm bolts. They screw in. There's no nuts or washers or anything. Undo those, and out she'll come. My god, I have power tools. What am I doing? Dadoy, son. And out she comes. Dirty, but in otherwise good condition. Look at that AWR quality there. And I love that it matches the paint on the car, which wasn't done on purpose. This just happened to be the color I got, which is super cool. So I'm going to be replacing these guys here, and I imagine I'm going to have to punch this guy out somehow, remove these, and then reassemble it in reverse order. So let's give it a try. It might end up just being easier than I think it's going to be, but we'll find out. Okay, so I've got a couple of bricks from the yard I'm going to use to suspend the mount so that I can tap this guy out and it can fall through to the floor. What I'm going to do is take this extension, pop it right there, and just try and tap, tap, tap it through. Let's see if it works. Well, that went shockingly well. I thought this was going to be a lot harder, but I think I'm going to be able to do this. See? I knew this was going to be the hard part, getting the actual bushings out. Oh, the struggle is real. It's coming out a little bit, slowly but surely. Yes. Yes! Oh! There we go. Yeah, these 70s are way softer. Look, I can squeeze the 70, the 85, not so much. So this is definitely an upgrade. Alright, we've got a nice hollow, empty mount that we can go ahead and fill with 88 durometer inserts. I'm so ready. So these new ones are proving difficult to push in. I'm going to try some soapy water, which I just happen to have a bottle of. Nice soapy water. I'm going to need this guy as well. Aha! Soapy water and a rubber mallet. That is the ticket. Now, I imagine, working this guy back in will be much of the same. Having trouble getting it all the way through, but we are nearly done. Yes, this has proven to be way easier than I thought it was going to be. There we go. Just needed something a little bit heavier. Now all that's left to do is put this baby back in. Reinstallation will be exactly the same. Pop this bad boy back in there, tighten down the bolts, and enjoy. Then run them down by hand. There we go. Woo! Moment of truth right here. How stiff is she gonna be? Not bad. I know I need gas. Yeah, it's definitely stiffer than before, but like not unmanageably so. Like the car is not vibrating apart. I don't see what people's deal is with even the softest of these mounts. Like it's not bad. So I do notice a little bit more vibration like in the dash right when you're taking off from a dead stop, but if you're sitting and idling and cruising along, like it's nothing. Not a big deal at all. So after driving it a little bit more, I do realize that there is some significant vibration between 1,000 and 2,000 RPM, especially if you're like lugging it around in a gear higher than you should be. But even so, if you're driving it normally, there is an increase in NVH over the 70 durometer. But still, by my standards, it's not so bad. This is a dual-purpose car for street and track, and AWR calls for the 88 durometer mount for just that. This hasn't completely eliminated the rubber banding sensation I'm getting, so I'm thinking it's the cheapy replacement mounts that I got for the trans and engine. That's not going to be a problem for too long. I'm going to be filling the stock ones, and there's talk that AWR are going to be coming out with a full set of mounts for the Mazda2, so pay attention for that in the future. You'll definitely hear about it from me. Seriously though, on the 70 durometer mount, I don't know how there are people who can't stand that. It was never unbearable, especially after it softens up. Like, if you're considering one of these and you see all the reviews from people who said the NVH was just unbearable, give it time to soften up. After a month of daily driving, it'll be so soft you won't even notice the difference, and then years later it'll be too soft and you'll have to replace the bushings. But like I said, also, if you think 70 is too stiff, they also do them in, I'm pretty sure it's 62. It's in the 60 durometer range. Hit them up if you're interested in that. And before I go, I wanted to talk briefly about my roll bar. I said that I would make an impressions video about what it's like to have it in the car, what it's like to drive with it. I tried to make that video this morning, but I just could not get good audio, no matter what mic I used. I was using a lav mic pinned to my shirt, and I couldn't get good audio. But I will talk briefly about it. I find that it has not changed the way I use this car. I haven't had to do like a major lifestyle change because I have a roll bar installed, and I think it's mostly because I chose the basic 4-point with no harness bar, no crossbar. You can see I've still got all my floor space back here, so it's not taking up a whole lot more room. It's not close to my head. I'm not worried about driving around in it, not wearing a helmet and all that. One thing I will say about it that I was surprised by, well, I wasn't surprised, but I was impressed by how much chassis rigidity it actually added to the two, because these things come from the factory stiff as a board and they don't really need additional chassis braces and things like that, and it actually improved the ride quality. I already have the Fortune Auto 500 series digressive piston shocks on there that are really soft and they improve the daily ride, but the increased chassis rigidity from the roll bar allows the rear suspension in particular to soak up road imperfections just that much better. But yeah, I just wanted to say that real quick. I tried to make a video for you because I said I would, and it's been like a month, so I at least wanted to just say something about having the roll bar in the two It does not affect the daily drivability of the car, and it's very easy to live with. I forget it's there sometimes. So if you're considering it for yourself, it's definitely a thing, but only if you're like me and you're the only person who drives your car and you're doing track days and want to be a little safer. If you're a family person or you ever have backseat passengers, it's definitely not for you. Also, before I go, I want to thank AWR Racing once again for another gracious gift. They actually sent me another bottle opener. This is the third one I've got. I'm going to have to start giving these away, but go ahead and check them out. store.awrracing.com for all your Ford or Mazda engine mount needs. They make other things, but their engine mounts are the bomb. Anyway, that's it for me this time. I hope you guys have enjoyed this one. I certainly did, because it turned out to be an easier job than I thought it was going to be. It's like a 20-minute thing if you're not making a video, and it was super easy. So if you need to replace the inserts on your AWR Dogbone, or if after watching this video you're considering getting one for yourself, definitely check out AWR Racing. They're good people, they support the community, and they themselves are also enthusiasts. So definitely check them out. Seriously. Anyway, that's it for me this time. Thank you all so much for watching and subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Just keep this nearby because FTP.